All right, let's talk about something called the Ideal Customer Profile, or ICP. Now, I want you to forget about that dusty old document you probably made once and then totally forgot about. We're going to dive into how AI is taking that static idea and turning it into a living, breathing system that can actually, drive some serious growth. Let's get into it.
So let me just kick things off with a question. Is your business basically chasing a ghost? Think about it. Are you targeting customers based on data from last year, or maybe even the year before? Because if you are, you might be aiming at an audience that just doesn't exist anymore. And honestly, that's the big problem we're going to tackle today.
So, to really understand where we're headed, we've got to take a quick look back at where we've been. Let's break down the old school approach and, well, all its problems.
Okay, so at its heart, an ideal customer profile is a really simple but powerful idea. It's just a definition of your absolute, hands-down, perfect customer. The whole point is to focus all your energy, your marketing, your sales, your product development on the people who are going to give you the best return on that investment. Sounds simple enough, right?
Well, here's the catch. The way we've traditionally done it, that ICP is like an old photograph. It captures one single moment in time perfectly, but that moment is frozen. It's a static snapshot of who your best customer was, not who they are today, and definitely not who they're going to be tomorrow.
And this is where the wheels start to fall off. Because these profiles, they're usually built just once, and then they're just left there. They end up being based on old assumptions, not what's happening right now. And that means you start targeting the wrong people, you completely miss out on new opportunities popping up, and basically your whole strategy becomes obsolete almost the second you write it down. But what if that snapshot could suddenly turn into a movie, a living, breathing film? This, right here, is the aha moment. This is where AI steps onto the scene and completely changes the game. This is the evolution, plain and simple. That old static snapshot, it gives way to a dynamic, living film. All the guesswork and assumptions get thrown out and replaced by hard, evidence-based insights. Instead of a document you maybe update once a year, you get a system that's learning in real time. And that's how you go from just being broad and general to being truly predictive.
So here's the key takeaway I want you to remember. AI transforms the ICP from just a fixed document into a living, evolving framework. Because it's constantly learning and adapting right alongside your customers, it stops being a simple profile and becomes a real strategic guidance system for your entire business.
Okay, so what actually goes into one of these profiles? Let's peel back the layers and look at the essential components that make an ICP work, whether you're selling to other businesses or straight to consumers.
Every solid ICP is built on about 6 key pillars. You start with the basics, right? Who are they? But then you have to go deeper. What problem are they desperately trying to solve? What's their ultimate goal? How do they actually behave? What's the thing that finally makes them pull out their wallet? And this is crucial, what's their potential long-term value to you? For a B2B company, this gets really specific. You're not just looking at a whole industry like SaaS. No. You're zooming in on companies of a certain size, with specific people in charge, like a CIO. You're pinpointing their biggest operational headaches, like terrible lead tracking, and even the tech they're already using every day. Now, on the B2C side, the focus totally shifts to the individual. Yeah, we're looking at demographics, of course, but also their whole lifestyle and their values. Are they obsessed with fitness? Are they eco-conscious? Their pain points are way more personal, like just trying to find an affordable, healthy meal. And we're tracking where they spend their time online, Instagram, YouTube, and how they actually prefer to shop. All right, this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually build one? Let's get into the action plan and see how you can put all these pieces together in a clear, repeatable way.
So the process is basically a 5-step cycle. You start by gathering up all the data you already have. Then you let AI work its magic to find the real patterns hidden inside. Machine learning helps you rank who your most valuable customers are, and then you check your work with some small-scale campaigns. But here, this is the most critical part. You continuously feed new data back into the model. That's what turns this into a dynamic loop of improvement, and that's what makes sure your ICP never becomes a dusty old snapshot again.
So, you've done it. You've built this dynamic AI-powered profile. Now what? What's the actual payoff? This is where we connect the dots from a really sharp profile to real, tangible results for your business. A sharp ICP, it impacts everything. Your ad campaigns, they become hyper-targeted. For B2B folks, your account-based marketing gets laser-focused. Your product team knows exactly what features they need to build next. You can even start to predict which customers might be about to leave and step in before they do. See? This isn't just a marketing tool. It's like a compass for your entire company.
Let's look at a giant like Salesforce. Their ICP is crystal clear. They go after big companies that are struggling with messy, disconnected data and can't see what their sales team is doing. Salesforce doesn't sell a CRM. They sell streamlined workflows and better forecasting. It's a perfect example of how deeply understanding pain points and goals defines your entire strategy.
And now for a B2C example we all know, Spotify. They target music lovers who are frustrated by the crazy high costs and limited access of the old download model. Spotify isn't just selling music streaming, they're selling affordable, personalized access to literally any song anywhere you are. Their whole platform is built to solve that one exact problem for that one specific person.
And one more, HubSpot. They zero in on small and medium-sized businesses that are just overwhelmed by having a million different disconnected tools. HubSpot doesn't sell marketing software. They sell an all-in-one engine to help you generate and convert leads efficiently. It's a beautiful fusion of a very specific problem and a very elegant solution.
So if you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. An ideal customer profile isn't just another piece of paperwork. When you power it with AI, it becomes the very foundation that you build targeted, sustainable growth on.
And that brings us right back to our first question, but now with a whole new perspective. I want you to take a hard look at your own business. Is your understanding of your customer a static snapshot from the past? Or have you built a living system that's ready for the future? Honestly, the answer to that question could define your success. Thanks for tuning in.